Hello and welcome to this week's episode of GCC's Georgia Chiro Connection. I'm your host, Dr. Cathy, and today I am already smiling and laughing because I'm excited to talk to our guest, one of our board members, Dr. Drew Henderson. Welcome, Dr. Drew.
Hey, Dr. Cathy, how are you?
I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm good. I just finished lunch. It's this is live anyway, so it's 1:30, and I just had lunch with a chiropractor. So and I was driving back. I was thinking, this is the Chiro Connect video call. But when I think of the GCC, I think of like connection for chiropractors. I've connected with so many people with the GCC that I can't even name them all. I was a member when I was in school, and I still am. Like you said, board member for the last, I don't know, however many years. And I'm thankful for all the connections I have through the GCC.
That's one of the things that I think really stands out for those of us that get involved with GCC is that you're going to be practicing in this state, or maybe you're not practicing in this state, but you want to practice in a very principled manner. And being able to connect with people who are doing what we love in a great way with great practices. They're making a great influence on their community. They're living a principled life. They're walking and talking and living it. This is a neat opportunity, I think, to be involved with GCC, to really get to know some of the people that are already doing big things. And I know from students, a lot of times I hear, how do I get involved and meet more docs that are practicing the way I want to practice? And this is one of the greatest places that I know of to do that, because this is where the movers and shakers are.
Yeah, I know our state association, the GCC, is one of the most important in the country. We are in the same state that the world's largest chiropractic school is in. Where most people graduate from, and there's a lot going on in the state. There's always activities. If you're wanting to get involved, you can get involved with the GCC. There's always stuff going on. We have tons of CE events, maybe 6 or 7 a year, all kinds of other just camaraderie of events just to get together. We're going to have one couple of days, and nuts and bolts. We get together. We knock it out, and nobody has it figured out. Some of our members are, been in practice 30 plus years and have huge practices, and they're still taking notes, trying to get better. And that's really what success is, right? It's just getting better each day, each year. Like, our numbers get a little bit better. And I know the GCC has given me that. It's just a great place to put my flag up. You know what I mean?
Well, that, and I love what you said about, the different events that GCC has always offered, because I know when I was fairly new in practice in Georgia, the nuts and bolts seminars that GCC puts on, or the CA training. I had my CAs go through the x-ray training many, many years ago, and the different events, the social events, as well as, I get my continuing ed through GCC every year. And it's a great opportunity to stay plugged in, to stay dipped in the philosophy, stay solid in the principle, and to really get to have that camaraderie with like-minded individuals.
Yeah. And we're not just, I think a lot of times people hear like state association. Oh, well, I'm going to go get my CE credits. I'm going to go get this and I won't be back. But like, that's not what the GCC is. Like, we're so much bigger than just continuing ed. And we're always working. I know back, when was that, in March, that we had our big work day, or maybe February? It was like a lock-in for 12, 14 hours.
It was cold.
And we got a lot of stuff done. And now we're just really starting to implement it going forward in the year. There's tons of stuff coming. So just, if people will just hang on, y'all can see all the stuff that the GCC is doing and we have done. We're the premier state association in the South, I believe. I'm just so proud to be a member. I'm so proud to be on the board. It's an honor. And really, when you think about all the stuff going on, it's like I was saying, it's more than CE credits. But we're in contact with a state rep now that has has been helping us and has really pulled out some stops for us. One thing was a bill that basically, I don't know if I'm wording this right, basically said if a kid is in a public school and maybe the school nurse wants him to get vaccinated for COVID, they did not have to have parental consent. That was going to be a bill that was going to come up. But we talked to that rep that sponsored that, and he's like, "Oh no, that's not what I was meaning." He pulled that bill. That's a huge thing. That the GCC was an integral part of that. So there's a lot of work going on behind the scenes. We're going to talk to him again maybe this coming week or next week about some big things coming up. So stay tuned. It's going to be good. We're just out. I want everybody to know that we're just out working for them. It's not just putting on CE events. We're actively doing a lot of work.
And there's a lot of connections that are being made behind the scenes that are really helping to bring useful services and discounts to the chiropractic profession, and to really garner relationships with different businesses, as well as to bring docs together, bring students toward docs' offices, help people find what they need as they're coming through school and graduating and starting a practice.
Yeah. And it's like you said, it's all about those connections that we're making. And some of those connections are super strong, and those strong connections are the ones that really help the chiropractic profession. I know one of our big sponsors is Chiro Futures, and that malpractice insurance company is with us. They are with like Principled Chiropractic all the way. Some of these other companies, but they won't even let you adjust children and be active on their policy. So, when you look at some of our sponsorship too, if they're a sponsor of the GCC, if we got them as sponsorship, it's a solid company, because we go through a whole vetting process, and it's reassuring to me that, GCC they have a sponsorship with them. They must be okay, and they are.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
I would say we turn down way more money than maybe we should sometimes, but it's because we want to take care of our members.
And we want to make sure that we're only exposing them to things that we feel are in alignment with the principles of chiropractic, and not necessarily just take money from anybody because they want to sponsor. And that's one of the things that I initially was very surprised when I first joined the board, was that we were not just accepting anyone with a checkbook as a sponsor. And we were very particular about who we allowed to sponsor, because it does end up coming up as an endorsement from the GCC for that business. Yeah,
it is. And I look at that, and I take pride in knowing that we're particular about who we let in on our inner circle, and who gets access to members. We don't want just any fly-by-night company having access to people.
Well, speaking of access, I'm going to shift gears on you for a minute, because one of the things that GCC is really big on is that we want to make sure that the public has access to chiropractic care, as well as having access to chiropractic information. We want to make sure that when the public is searching for whatever topic they're searching for, that it helps point them to the right information so that they can make a great decision about their healthcare. So when it comes to accessing healthcare and it comes to our patients, I want to shift gears a little bit, because I want to ask you if you have a patient story or patient testimonial or something that you'd like to share with us.
Oh yeah. One good thing that just happened, there's a little girl, not little girl, she's a young woman, been getting under chiropractic care now for maybe 2.5 years. Just a little gem of a woman. She had some stuff going on that she wasn't really at her peak performance, and then started getting her adjusted, and then she's coming out of her shell more. She's just solid and grounded. And then I get chills now telling you about it. I try not to cry. I swear, when she come over here and told us, we cried. But she got a call from Broadway to be like in West Side Story now. So it's just, and she put a lot of work in. I'm not going to take credit for that, but I know that chiropractic has really elevated her so she can perform at her greatest, dancing, singing, like the whole package, and dealing with that stress. Like she's just a solid little woman, and and I'm blessed to have that connection with her and know what chiropractic is instead of like, oh yeah, well, you have some issues that's not musculoskeletal, so we're going to send you off somebody else. We're not going to see you. But I know with my foundations and principal chiropractic, I'm like, no, we got to see her. We got to adjust her out. And now she's Broadway West Side Story. She's going to move up wherever she has to go in, I think, June, and start rehearsing. So it's we never know how far reaching what we say, think, or do, especially with these two hands, will affect the lives of millions tomorrow.
That's such a great story because less important to me, and I know obviously to you, is the symptom, right? More important is the impact that chiropractic has on people's lives. They're able to play with their kids, or they're able to go do things that they love to do, or they're a better athlete because of it, or like her, now she's a better performer, a better artist, dancer. She's gotten a great role. So those stories are the stories that should carry your office and be repeated and be shared with all of our patients. So if you're watching and you've got some great stories and you haven't been sharing them, start sharing those with your patients, whether you want to write it up, whether you want to make a little video about it, you want to do a little testimonial on your social media, but share those stories, because as empowering as they are to us and as uplifting as they are to us, imagine what they do for your community, who oftentimes hears things like, no, you can't, you're not able, your body's not capable. And to hear these stories can really help uplift them and really put them in a better frame of mind to make better decisions about their health care.
Yeah, and it's just having that certainty that we can help these people. It don't matter what the condition or symptom is. If they have a subluxation, it needs to be corrected. And when it's corrected, like we better get back, because we don't really know what's going to happen.
I love it.
But it's going to be positive.
I love it.
It's going to be positive.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing that story. Tell us where we're going to see you in the next couple of weeks.
Well, I will be down in Columbus for the summer South Georgia CE. It's going to be a good event. We got Ty Talcott, Keith Wassong, if you know him. Keith puts out like amazingly good stuff. He's going to be teaching, 4 or 5 hours. Jen Dickinson's going to be there. I'll be there. Another board member, Francis Marcone, will be there. Gary Fish will be there. I believe he does like Pierce technique. He's going to be teaching Pierce. So if you want to learn a new technique, shoot, come in there for 4 or 6 hours. Columbus, we're going to be changing that little town when we move in. It's going to be a great little event. And then before that, though, we're going to have I think it's May the 7th, Cinco de Chiro in Woodstock. I believe that's at your house, Dr. Cathy. Is that right?
It is. Yes, it is.
Yep.
And we'll have some great speakers and some students that are speaking as well.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. We're going to have some Mexican food. I always like Mexican food. And if you know anything about Marietta, it's going to be Willie's. It won't be Moe's. It's going to be Willie's. So come and get you some free Willie's. Here's some good chiropractic philosophy, and have that camaraderie that we were talking about.
Yeah, because we've got, let me think, we have Dr. Dan too, our president's going to be speaking. Mm-hmm. We have Dr. Vanessa Pizza, she's speaking. We've got 3 students, Kelly Peterson, Janine Cherney, and Langley Flowers. So we've got some great speakers that are going to be doing some philosophy for you, sharing some of their heart, their passion, their stories. And then, of course, we've got that social time, camaraderie time. So we look forward to seeing everybody then.
Yeah, it's always a good time.
It is. We've been doing it for a couple of years, and it's always been a great time. And I know the information is going across the bottom of your screen, but it's also on our Facebook page as well.
Yep. It's going to be good. And just come. Like it's on a Saturday at like 6 or 7 o'clock. Just get there and come and just like hang out with everybody. It's going to be great.
Yep, it will be. Fantastic. Any closing words, Dr. Drew?
Keep the faith, turn the crank, testify.
Love it. Thank you so much. I know you just came off of a powerful weekend down at DE. Wish I could have been there, but I was busy teaching at the school. So I'll catch you the next time it's in Atlanta.
Yeah. Well, we'll be there. And even at DE, you get like 4 or 5, 6 hours of continuing ed at DE. So if you're a member, pop in for those things, get your credit, and get back out.
Fantastic. Awesome.
Good stuff.
Back in Atlanta for August. So we'll see DE there. And hopefully we'll see everybody at Cinco de Chiro next weekend, May 7th. But in the meantime, I'll see you back here next week, Wednesdays at 2. No, I lied. Wednesdays at 1:30. I got another call at 2:15. My brain's already on that. Wednesdays at 1:30. We'll see you for Georgia's Chiro Connection. See everybody next time.
Yep. Thank y'all.